Hello everyone, it is Dani'i and welcome to this update video today. Happy New Year, welcome to 2024, and I really hope that you guys have a very prosperous year. Now, unfortunately, it's not such a good start to the new year for some persons. Some of those persons in Japan, as a very powerful earthquake struck some hours ago, several hours well ago, and we'll be talking about that, the damage. Unfortunately, some fatalities have been reported. We'll be getting into that as well. And of course, what is happening in terms of weather conditions across the North Atlantic, with focus being on the Caribbean. So let's get straight into it. And here we are going to be talking about the earthquake first. So it was estimated to be between a magnitude 7.5 and 7.6. So those are the reports. And it struck around 4:10 p.m. local time in Japan, which was quite some time ago. But nonetheless, the effects have been felt across many areas. And it is actually the strongest shaking in the area since 1983. So it's been a while. And since this evening, the latest report is that there have been around 5 deaths and more than 70 injuries. Now, here I'm showing you guys some videos depicting what happened. The shaking, we can see just how violently many structures shook. But Japan's infrastructure, the building code is top tier. We can see that for sure because this is a 7.6. And areas which experienced similar quakes unfortunately had to endure much worse in terms of the damages, such as Turkey, for example, last year in February, where a 7.8 magnitude quake took the lives of more than 50,000 people. So that was a very unfortunate situation, and it really shows just how much of a necessity it is to ensure that these structures are built to withstand these powerful earthquakes. But Japan is no stranger to earthquakes at all, as it sits in the vicinity of the Ring of Fire. So that's a very active area. They constantly get earthquakes. Around 1,500 earthquakes are felt in Japan every single year. Now, since that shaken earlier, there were more than 60 aftershocks, with the strongest being around a 6.1. So there were also tsunami waves up to 4 feet across some areas, and there were evacuations, of course, because the major tsunami warning which was issued hasn't been since the 2011 event, which was very catastrophic, killed thousands of people. So thankfully this has not been worse, but some persons have lost their lives. Very unfortunate on New Year's Day. But now we're heading into what is happening as it relates to weather conditions, and here we're taking a look at the infrared satellite of the Atlantic. There is that front, and we can see that it is dissipating. So that was expected, by the way, but there is still some cooler weather, even some periods of intermittent rainfall, even some heavy downpours still across sections of the Caribbean. And even yesterday in Jamaica, some areas experienced flooding, some roads were damaged as well due to the heavy rainfall induced by the front. So it wasn't widespread across the entire island, but some areas have definitely dealt with that. And elsewhere across the Caribbean, some scattered showers here and there moving through, nothing too crazy. And as we're going to be heading into the rest of today and into tomorrow as well, we can see here that the Euro is forecasting that there could be some substantial rainfall across portions of Central America, potentially Jamaica, but conditions will only continue to improve over the next couple of days. Then as we look toward other areas such as the Southern Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands, some showers will also be possible there. That front hasn't fully dissipated just yet. So with some of those remnants there, some showers could be induced even for the easternmost part of Cuba and spots in Haiti and the Dominican Republic as well. Then other areas of Central America such as southern Belize, some parts of Guatemala, even for Honduras and down into Costa Rica and Panama, there could be some substantial rainfall at times, and it is a similar story for parts of Colombia and Venezuela, especially down in the south, and even for northern Guyana as well. But the southern part of the country, as well as over in Suriname and French Guiana, may not experience as much rainfall activity. Trinidad and Tobago, going northward through much of the Lesser Antilles, may also experience some additional showers as those cloud patches move by. ABC Islands, much not happening. Same story for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands as well. So some showers are possible, but maybe not anything too substantial. But over in parts of the Northwest Caribbean, much of Cuba, going toward the Cayman Islands, the Northern Bahamas, and even most of Florida, not expected to experience much as it relates to any substantial rainfall. Now, it's also windy for some of us here in the Caribbean. So this is what the Euro model is forecasting for later this evening. And here we're seeing some of these shades of these darker purples and these blues popping up as well. So winds over 50 knots, heading up to 20, 30 knots thereabout, especially offshore of Colombia. And as we head into the vicinity of portions of the Greater Antilles, Jamaica, Cuba, even for parts of Haiti, it could be quite windy as well, even over in the Cayman Islands and near the Caribbean coast of some of these Central American territories, and also across portions of the Northeast Caribbean, the Virgin Islands, going toward portions of the Leeward Islands. Winds up to 15 or 20 knots there. So you can let me know what's been happening for you down in the comments. But that is pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys in this update video today, and I really hope you found it to be quite informative. Now, if you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments. I'll respond to when I can, and remember to always be weatherwise.